Tethys Portal provides a mechanism for resetting forgotten passwords. You may have noticed on the login screen there's a link titled Forgot Your Password. If you click on this link, you're presented with a form where you can enter your email and then press a button to submit a reset. If that email matches an email in the database, then it will go ahead and send an email. Of course, you're going to need emailing capabilities to support this feature. There are many regulations and protections in place these days for emailing, which is good for recipients, but it makes it harder for us as developers to send email. That's why I recommend that you use a third-party service to enable your email capabilities, and there are quite a few. A quick search in your favorite search engine will reveal articles that will point you to a handful of these services. I don't really endorse one over the other, but I'm going to demonstrate in this video how to set up emailing using SendGrid. One of the nice things about SendGrid is that they have a free tier, and it's easy to sign up and get started. So navigate to sendgrid.com and then click on the Try for Free link. Go ahead and set up your account. I've already done this, so I'll log in. Once you've logged in, one of the first things that you'll need to do is set up a single sender verification. This is part of those regulations that I was talking about. You can do so by going to Settings and going to Sender Authentication. Then what you need to do is scroll down and select the Verify a Single Sender. You'll notice that I've already done this, so I have one listed here. When you click on this, you'll be presented with a form in which you'll need to provide some information about yourself, and then also specify an email address. This needs to be a valid email address, and you'll need to remember it later on. Go ahead and press Create, after which you'll be sent a link to that email address. Follow the link to verify yourself as a sender. Once you've done that, then you will have a single sender verification. The next step after this is to generate an API key. If you click on Email API and select on the Integration Guide, then what you'll want to do is go to the SMTP relay and choose. Here, you can create an API key. So go ahead and enter a name for the API key. I'll call mine Tethys Portal, and then press Create Key. This is your API key. Be sure to copy it and save it in a safe place. It isn't stored anywhere on this site, so you won't be able to get it again. Next, we need to SSH into the server and set several settings in the portal configuration file. So I'll go ahead and open that file. And I'm going to add these right under Debug. So the first that we need to send is the email backend. For this, we'll just use one of Django's built-in email backends, the SMTP backend. Next, we need to provide the connection credentials. You can find this in SendGrid's documentation, but we just need to provide the host to their SMTP service and the port. They support many of the common ports that are used for email. I'm just going to use the default of 25. Next, we need to provide our authentication credentials, starting with a username and then a password. The username is going to be API key, literally APIKEY. This is not your API key that you just generated, but that's the username. The password will be your API key. So add email host password. You'll also want to set to use TLS to true, like so. Finally, we need to set the default from email. This needs to match your verified single sender email, or it won't work. Go ahead and save the changes, and then we need to restart the servers. so we'll use supervisor control to do so. Now we can go and test. Go ahead and log in with the admin username and password. And what we'll do is go to Site Admin and Users, and then click on Add User. We want to create a new user to test this out on. Test user, and I'll just give it a password, PASS, pass. And importantly, you need to assign an email that you have access to. Don't forget to scroll down and press Save. Now log out, press the Login button again, and click on the Forgot Your Password link. Enter the email address of the test user, and press Reset Password. If it worked, you should see this message. The email was successfully sent to my email address, as you can see here. Notice that Gmail, being extra precautious, is still flagging this as looking fishy, because essentially it's an email with a link in it from a sender that's not really known. Since I know this is from me, I can say this looks safe. You can see that it provides us this link. It tells us what our username is in case we forgot that too. So if you follow this link, you can now enter a password. So I'll use the water is wet, which is different than the pass that we set. And now we can log in. Test user, water is wet. And there we go. And that's how you set up and integrate email / forgotten password capability for your Tethys.